ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back to everybody's favorite series on the internet, Guess the ELO. A couple very exciting games for you here today, as it is my first ever Guess the ELO. If you guys would like to submit your games, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll look into setting something up where you can do so. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, for our first game, we open up with knight to f3. Now, we get a weird opening, supposedly a book move. G6, don't really ever see that too often. White immediately goes off the rails with g4. You definitely don't want to play a move like this. You want to be attacking the center, obviously. White does not take advantage, or sorry, black does not take advantage of this fact. And again, it's pushing his pawn in a very problematic manner. He is blocking his own bishop immediately. He's going to have to bring it out this way or have a slow development. Of course, you're not going to be seeing that as white decides to reinforce the H-file for some reason. And still, no one has taken the center of the board at all. Black then moves the king into the center of the board. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just clarify. I did not plan this. I grabbed a random program online that grabs a random game off the chess.com database and gives me their ELO and their names. Obviously, I have to guess the ELO before I actually get to see what it is. But all I checked for was to see that this game did not end in 20 moves in like a boring draw. So this is all real. So white finally takes the center of the board a little late, and I don't know why black decided to move so far forward with his king, but he decides to push his e-pawn again. Not really sure why. That just hangs it cleanly for the knight. At this point, we're really considering, like, is this 100 200 level ELO chess? And it very well might be. We'll have to see here at the end. White brings his horse back to his starting square. Like, what are we doing? Seriously, what are we doing? Black decides to finally charge triumphantly into the middle, but again, his king is just hanging out on e7 for some reason, which just makes it very bad if he ever tries to open up the center. Of course, computer wants you just to immediately take back. Would it surprise you if I told you white doesn't do that? Because it sure wouldn't surprise me with how this game's going. Black decides to trade, fine enough. White takes back, and now doesn't even take the queen to disrupt his development here. No. And white doesn't take it either. He decides to push his c-pawn now. There's been a lot of pawn play. Again, this is move 8. All of the pieces are on their home squares. It's like we're on move, 4 here. 4 moves for white, and black still has yet to make a move. It is definitely a strange position. There is no way this game is above 300 ELO at all. There's just zero chance. Black immediately, of course, puts his king onto the queen on the same diagonal as his queen. Don't want to do that. I guess in theory, black or white is actually planning for this, but again, black can just take the queen. The queens have just been staring at each other for some. Oh my goodness, what's that been? At least. Spoiler on the next move, at least 3 or 4 turns here. And then, of course, black hangs the queen in one move. Now, what should you take back with? The c-pawn or the e-pawn? I don't really think it matters too much. What you definitely don't want to do is take back with your own queen and give back the queen that was just given to you. That is definitely not what you want to do. Of course, the natural move is to not take back the queen and move your bishop out and just completely leave the queen to retreat and just let them be up a full queen while your bishop is still hanging. I couldn't tell you the first thing what's going through White's mind right now. Maybe he just saw, ooh, free bishop. Props on him for seeing that, honestly. Because, I mean, this is so bad. It's almost good, right? Like, it does take skill to see that, you know, your opponent moved the bishop and blunder in one move, but you have to be extremely terrible to just not recognize you can move your queen away from getting captured. Of course, black does not take back the queen and lets white escape. Now, let me again just clarify here. It is move 12. White hasn't moved a single piece off its back line, and black is also all on the black line. In fact, the only piece that has moved off the back line is the king. Truly anyone's game. It might be overwhelmingly in White's advantage, but I mean, as you've seen, no one really knows what's about to happen next. We do get a pawn trade. Again, why is black opening up the board when he's A, down, and B, hasn't developed anything is beyond me. Somehow it's just a good move or an okay move at, you know, take back, best move. Of course he's going to take back, and we finally on move 14 we see white develop a piece. Thrilling stuff here. Thrilling. Of course that pawn is just hanging. White doesn't see that, and he pushes again his pawn. We should be developing immediately. It doesn't even matter when not there. It doesn't matter where at this point. Just get your pieces out and you'll win. We will continue to not see any development whatsoever. And I can't begin to explain how disappointed, maybe not disappointed, just flabbergasted I am at this game. Can't believe any of this is right. This is actually a really good move. I don't know if white spotted this, but that's just lasering down the rook, and there's really nothing you can do about it. Yeah, just take the rook. He does see it. Crazy. And black brings out his knight, which is apparently a mate in 8. Insane, but I guess you could kind of appreciate it after you're like rook down and queen down. I mean, you're just going to start getting infiltrated. Not much you can really do. Takes, that's fine. I always say trade. Keep it simple, stupid. You know, if you are offered a trade and you're up material, just take it. Easy as that. Sorry, let me get rid of this taskbar real quick. All right, where were we? Right, so he takes back, obviously. Keep it simple, stupid, trade off. King takes back, best move, and sacrificing the rook for the knight seems to be the best move there somehow. Does not take it back. Don't know how black could possibly have missed this. Just retreats the rook. Not a bad move by any means. It's just a miss because, again, we have mate in 1. I mean, come on, guys. That is a little bit difficult to spot, so I'll cut up some slack as we are seeing. They're not quite at the level we're hoping for. Misses it. We still have mate in 3. I don't frankly expect them to see this. However, what I do expect them to see is to not hang 2 bishops the exact same way in the exact same game. So that is just inexcusable, frankly. Then not only does he hang the bishop, he then offers to reinforce his opponent's pawn in the center of the board, which of course white takes. Again, we should just be going for mate, as it is mate in 4. However, we're not expecting them to see that. Pushes their pawn, again still mate in 4. White still misses it, mate in 4, but does actually start making some sort of logical moves and brings out the bishop to attack the lone pawn. Frankly, the only thing in this position that can hurt white is a passed pawn with a rook behind it. I wouldn't expect him to lose this, but I honestly wouldn't be too surprised. Of course, he does not spot that. Best move is just to block their own passed pawn. That's fine. Again, we are having mate in 2s and mate in 1s constantly. The king is in the center of the board, and it can't really escape too easily. Its only legal moves at the moment are f6, or I guess is f6. It has no other legal moves, so you really have to be looking at these things and thinking, I mean, if you can get your queen here, which you can, That's just mate. So truly, White should be just looking for mate at this point. Of course he's not. I'm not quite sure if it's bad mannerings. He does give a check, which isn't quite the right move, but again, it is mate pretty much regardless. If you just keep checking this guy, you're going to find mate. He does not, and he gobbles up the extra pawn, which is completely non-threatening to him in any sense of the matter. In fact, it just takes his queen out of the play entirely. Doesn't really matter, and surprise, surprise, Black hangs a full rook. He sacrifices the rook! Honestly, in this exact position, I don't hate that move. Just because at this point, your really only hope as Black is to stalemate, and getting your rook off the board is like the first step. Now, maybe he should have pushed this pawn, and maybe pushed this pawn, or sorry, this pawn. But sacrificing the rook at this moment is not a horrible idea, especially against an opponent of this caliber. Now, he does end up pushing this pawn on the h-file, and he is looking to go for stalemate. Don't know why he quite is deciding to move here, but that is what it is. Now, it's looking like the end of the game is incoming. However, you may notice there are still a lot of moves remaining. How peculiar. So the king moves over, best move, try to escape mate in 1, and now we are looking like it's just going to be mate in 2. Again, it does not take a rocket scientist to spot mate in 2 here in any manner. It is just mate. Like, truly. Now, I don't really know why White didn't go for it. I'm assuming it was bad manners, but I would not put it past them to just not really know that he has mate on the board. It's just, again, mate in 1 now. Mate in 1. It'd be impressive for you to not find a mate here. That is, maybe I'm being a little facetious. That is super easy to spot. Doesn't matter. White misses it, and what do you know? Black walks into another mate in 1. Of course, White is not going to take that. In fact, what he's going to do is he's going to hang the rook in 1 move. Now, you don't want to take it because that is still mate in 1, but would White really have seen it? I don't quite think so. So best move is to move back, and Black does indeed do that. Oh, spoiler. Hold on, we'll cut that. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I may or may not have hit the up key on my keyboard and spoiled the end of the game. We wouldn't want that. So, like we said, White does hang the rook, but you wouldn't want to take it, so he moves back. Fantastic. Moves his knight in. Not great. Definitely not bad. Now, Black is just kind of trying to hold on. Again, I don't quite know why he's not just pushing this pawn and going for stalemate, especially because this would just really discombobulate White, and now he's stuck with the pieces that you've already seen he is having trouble mating you with. Maybe he didn't really think that far ahead. I guess I can appreciate that. So, White obviously, like the logical chess player he is, decides to move his rook away. Can understand that. Now, this is super easy. I mean, there are mate in 2s numerous ways. Just do a ladder mate. If you're like so uncomfortable doing this, just do a ladder mate. Bring your queen over, cut off this file, and just not that yet. But, you know, just bring it over, and the king's not going to be able to do anything. It's just going to be mate. And technically this way, but you can just wait. Oh, shit, no, you can't. Hold on. You can bring the horse out of the way and just make it easy. Keep it simple. He has to move here, but it really doesn't matter. There's mate numerous ways. Again, this is just covered, so you can just play something like this. But just go for mate. I don't quite understand what's going on here, but of course, we are still dancing around the board. Hangs the rook in 1 move. Very, very impressive. You were up so much. You could argue it's time controls, but if I get a look at this other tab with the actual game open. One moment. Where the hell is it? There we are. They are playing a 10-minute game, and at this exact moment, they are... Oh, man. Hold on. At this exact moment, they have 6 minutes and 7 minutes left on the clock, respectively. 6 minutes for Black, 7 minutes for White. There is, frankly, no excuse for you to not just take as much time as you need here and calculate the mate in 2. It is frankly insane. I'm assuming at this point it has to be some form of bad manners. What you don't want to do here is let black be in any position with so many pieces on the board that you can kind of just like hang a stalemate. Because you've let him walk this pawn up the board, you really should, I guess, and this, if you're good enough, you should just be taking this pawn, but you don't want to put yourself in that position where black no longer has any moves, legal moves. Black is now slowly starting to get towards that position. Of course, there's mate in 1. There's been mate in 1s in numerous amount of times. If we went through all of them, we would be here forever. White at this point decides, screw it, my queen, bishop, rook, and knight are not enough to win this game. I need another queen. And that's exactly what he does. Not only does he need another queen, he needs 3 queens on the board to end this game. Now, what do you know? Oh, shoot. Hold. What do you know? That white cuts him off again. Mate in 1, mate in 1, mate in 1. Constant mate in 1s. You have so many mate in 1s. Frankly, it'd be hard to find not a mate in 1. You can do whatever the hell you want, and you'll either have a mate in 1 or mate in 2. Again, it's inexcusable for them to be at this level, not at this level. With this much time left, if I went to look, they'd probably have some 5 minutes still each on the clock. Again, hangs his rook in 1 move, does not take back, and also white does not deliver the mate in 1. Again, another mate in 1, another mate in 1, just take the rook, doesn't take the rook. Now we have, again, numerous mate in 1s, and he makes the only move you should not be making, cutting off the king's only left escape route, and it was a draw, ladies and gentlemen. A 61 move game with some, oh man, some 0% accuracy. Let's be real here. And he manages to lose. I mean, just look at this position. He manages to lose this position. That's insane. Without further ado, let's find out their ELO. I'm thinking truly it cannot be more than 300. It is a 10-minute, so it's not even an excuse of time controls. We're talking like seriously like a 150 to 200 level. It's just completely inexcusable. Crazy. I mean, what level do you have to be to get this? Not only move your king into the center of the board on move like 3, but to hang your queen in 1 move. Now, that's not too crazy. You've seen like 800s do this. But to take back with your own queen is the real question. To take the queen that was hung in 1 move that you could take with a pawn and to hang your queen back. And then to not even take the queen and to hang the bishop and then not even move your queen in to take the bishop. What level do you have to be to do that? I'm truly thinking 200's too much, right? I'm saying 150 for both of these kind fellas. Let's take a look. We have our little program here. White's ELO, we'll say 150. That was 213. They were 363. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Let me find their game officially real quick. And we'll see what they are now / what the other player is. So there you have it. It was one of his 2 games ever played. Again, they were friends, it seems. Hilarious. Again, I didn't plan this. These are my friends. I just have a program that just scrubs the entire game archive and gives me a random one. That's insane. That's crazy. Which one it was, I don't know. I guess we can look at the end here. This one. Wow. Our good friend Kevin is also 360. That's incredible. Really no excuse. I guess the excuse is they don't play. That would just be it. Wow. Wow, and we're only 1 game in. Let's find out our next game. All right, for this next game, We'll do it a little bit differently. I have the new game pulled up. I have only checked to make sure it is not a lame draw at 20 moves, or something lame like resignation. So let's just go through it together. White starts off with my heart, e4. Black responds with the Sicilian, not too shabby, and white brings out his bishop. Again, very normal move so far. Nothing to complain about. Brings out the knight and pushes this pawn. Don't love it. The only real reason is to just block the knight coming out this way. It's overall, it's not a blunder, so that is definitely something. It's not a blunder, but it's not something you'll really see at the high levels. At least not in this exact position. You will see push of the A or the H pawn to H3 or A3 respectively to block the horse, but not in this exact scenario. So after that, of course, we do see another kind of strange move, a G6. Again, not a blunder, very important. We're already way better than the last game, and we develop a knight. Again, nothing too shabby. It's relatively pretty even. After black develops their bishop, spying down this diagonal, very strong diagonal. You're going to want to do something about that. White does just reinforce his center. Very nice. Get a nice little pawn chain going. Very strong pawn chain. And game continues on. We do get a best move pushing forward here. So this has got to be a somewhat decent game. And white finds, again, a very nice move. Just retreating the bishop now, preparing to push his pawns and to prevent anything like a pawn avalanche coming in. Nothing too crazy yet. Black develops his knight. Again, we're looking actually pretty solid here. It's not the greatest move, but that's just fine. Now we get a strange move. First, really strange move of the game. One that I can't really explain maybe at all. Maybe that B4 is what white was thinking, trying to open up this diagonal for the rook. Sorry, not diagonal, this column for the rook. And develop the bishop at the same time. Kind of weird, but again, it's not a blunder, so we have to appreciate that after the last game. And white just has a somewhat interesting position on both sides, not one that you've seen really ever. Black does finally start cracking open the center of the board. Best move, surprisingly, and we get just a bishop development. I guess they're not going for this move. It's really strange that he'd put this here at all. Maybe he was afraid of something like queen, like b6 would be my other guess. Kind of strange, especially after this move. Just blocking that off entirely. It is a good move, but now you're just waiting for white to crack open the center of the board. And he doesn't do it, just brings in his knight. Not a bad move by any means. And the game continues. We get castles, and do we get another castle? We don't. White triumphantly walks his pawn down the board. Don't hate it, especially if you can get somewhere like here. Not the best, but definitely not like the end of the world, especially after black pushes here. And he's kind of an odd position where black kind of fell into the trap of pushing here, weakening his king. Not a huge deal overall. Now we get another very strange move from white. That is 3 strange moves. The pawn, the rook, and the horse back is very strange. Yeah, white should, black should just open up the board at this point. I mean, his king cannot castle in one move. It's going to take him at least 2 moves, and you're already castled with mostly your development done. You should just break open this board and start an attack immediately. Black does end up doing that. Very nice. And white takes back with the horse. Again, very nice. Maybe that was his plan all along. He saw it coming and he wanted to defend here. I kind of doubt it, but it ended up working out, especially just in this scenario. Cannot complain about that, but your king is still just in the center of the board. Very strange. Brings in his knight. Very nice outpost, but I don't think it's quite right because you're blocking your own bishop, allowing something like this incoming. I think the computer wants actually bishop down. I guess that's kind of fair blocking that. And if he pushes, he does block his own bishop again, which would just make it very difficult for him to do anything. Kind of taking the black bishop out of the game. Doesn't happen, of course. We get a nice pawn push. Don't hate it. Computer kind of does, but that's fine. Whatever, it's the computer. Very, you know what? Very solid game, we'll say. I won't say like the greatest game ever. Oh, what the hell? Did I put the... I did put the knight. Wait, no, I didn't. What the hell are we doing? Ah, sorry. I got it backwards over here. I clicked backwards. It saves. Okay, he does not move the knight there. He moves the knight over here. Sorry, guys. Not bad by any means, I don't believe. And then after that, we do just get another pawn push, which completely hangs this center pawn. That's fine. Honestly, I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, that just might be kind of computer nonsense, because you are attacking here, you are attacking here. This can't be taken, of course, but you're just threatening to take their knight. And after a move like this, it is kind of hard to spot all of the correct sequences to really get an advantage here for black. I mean, sure, you're spying and trying to get a mate, or a mate, I'm sorry. But again, it actually is kind of scary looking at it now, but you just kind of like attack back. There's no way that move works, but I mean, I guess it probably does. I don't know. Very strange. Would have been hard to spot. Don't really blame him for that. Not the spot of the hanging of pawn, but just to calculate the whole sequence that like you can leave this knight hanging for the pawn because you are attacking their knight, which has to move. Kind of tricky. I don't overall think that knocks them down anything like massive by any means. There's definitely still at least like around 1,000, possibly 1,100 here. Yeah, I don't hate, again, any of their moves that they've really made thus far. Of course, black does not make this move. Sorry, let me back up here. What happens? So black ends up taking this pawn, which is, I think, logical enough. Now, this is just a free-looking pawn. The computer wants you just to defend yourself. So it wants you just to defend yourself because it values this incoming queen at such a huge threat, which I can appreciate now after it explains it to me. But I don't believe white makes that move. No, he does just take the pawn. But computer now is saying it's the best move. Who really knows what's going on with this browser version of Stockfish, and it does just look like the best move for black to take back, and it's just going to be the same attack. Of course, we do not see that. We get a bishop over to a very strong diagonal. Again, now this pawn hanging twice is kind of questionable, where like you can kind of appreciate, or you can let it go that it got hung one time. But like after it hangs like 2 or even 3 times, it is definitely becoming less and less excusable to not just take that pawn, especially because you're infiltrating their position just so deeply with there. You can't be kicked by another pawn. It's not defended by a pawn. It's not immediately defendable by any means, or even like kickable. It's going to be very hard to get them out of your position. Like this move does look good from the computer's perspective, and seen it on the evaluation here, but it's going to be kind of hard to just say, I'm going to forego castling on this side to attack your queen that's infiltrating my position, that also can just continue to walk in some sort of manner. So it is very difficult to really see that. Again, they have spent all of like a couple minutes on this game so far. While he makes a very strange move here, maybe it was a mouse slip, he brings it up to h2. Complete blunder. Now this move is just crushing. Black finally spots it. Look at that. Good on them. Now this horsey's under attack, and which isn't like, it is kind of the end of the world, isn't it? So he has to move the horse, and it's just looking very bad for white overall. His response is to move the horse away and to centralize the rook. I don't think it really matters. They didn't spot the best rook move. That's really hard to tell. So another strange move. Pawn to f3 is just bad on like every front. You're blocking your queen's vision back into your own position that's getting heavily hammered right now. Very, very bad move. You're also blocking your own knight, which you wouldn't want to go that way anyways, but it is just not a good move, especially because we are attacking this twice. Right? So if you move, you can't move your knight, you can't move your queen, your rook can or come up. it is just bad overall. This rook move is also suffocating your own bishop from coming back and kicking the queen. Very suffocating position for white. Very good on black for taking advantage of it, but definitely not something we want to see. He saw how black finds the best move. He is threatening to trade the bishops. Best move, try to kick him, which is supported by both your queen and your bishop. Pretty difficult to kind of see. It's not like horribly hard, but at a brief glance, that is kind of hard to spot. You do want to just kick the bishop immediately. White plays pawn up, which is just atrocious. Computer immediately just wants you to snap take and just like take apart white's entire position. It is important to note black's only up a pawn, so all of this advantage is just positionally dominant here. So it is going to be kind of tricky. You don't want to trade off everything and lose your advantage and just be up like 1 or 2 pawns, because unless you're at the very highest levels, 1 or 2 pawns really isn't going to be the deciding factor that you might think it is. So white plays a very strange move, and black does actually spot just this, picking up an extra pawn. Very, very nice move from black. Spotting that let's see how fast he makes that move. He takes 23 seconds to make that move. I don't know if they have increments on. I actually didn't quite look at the game time limit here. I can go all the way back, but I don't wanna. So very nice move from our boy Mr. Black over here. White makes a strange move again. White is full of these strange moves. Black might be actually pretty good, but white is just like, apparently Computer does not hate this move. I hate this move. You're just like foregoing like your king like position entirely here. You're just like, let me just push the pawn. I guess like you're getting it down. It's kind of threatening, but I feel like you really need to reroute all your pieces down here to just like come support like your king here. I mean, you have all of his pieces are just kind of like staring at your king, or at least the middle of the board here, and it's very difficult for you to make any moves. You want to move it back and try to do something. Very, very strange. Black just trades off the bishop. That's fine. You know, I think I would too. Just pick up the extra pawn, extra bishop, start trading things down. No way. The computer sees something here. It wants you to sacrifice the queen for a very nice discovered check, hitting the queen. Very, very nice. Of course, I don't believe this will happen in this game. Let's take a look. Where were we? Does not spot it after rook back. Just gives a check, which is totally fine. And white does block with the rook. Just starts kind of moving his pieces around at this point. That's not like the worst thing in the world. This bishop is very tough, very suffocated, and this king is just kind of like out in the middle of the board. You are kind of helping them, moving him away, and you have traded your dark squared bishop, so you can't really check him too easily on that square. But you're totally winning still, completely crushing. Black does not spot the check, which is fine. Checking like just for no reason doesn't always make a lot of sense. Attacks the queen, very fine move. Kind of moves your knight to the edge of the board, which isn't great, but it does come with a tempo, so it's not really the end of the world. And he's just so crushing at this point. It really does not matter. Queen back, just fine. Still have to guard this pawn. So that is kind of like a downfall. This pawn has just been suffocating him as well the whole game. And knight in. Strangely moves this knight in, but you know, again, you're so dominant, it doesn't really matter. We do get a trade of the pawns here, which is actually very, very nice, best move. Black just takes back, which the computer doesn't love, but again, you're just so crushing, it doesn't matter. It's actually starting to appreciate it a little bit more. And he just doubles his rooks. Can't really complain about that. Threatening this, but it's, again, the bishop's still there and you can't even do anything. I mean, I guess you can now do something like this, but you're hanging this pawn. So just like after take, well, not even. What would it be? Take, or sorry, push, and then you just take. Just not good. Just not good. Brings his queen back. I'll make sure I don't get my head of ourselves here. Now it looks the same. Wonderful. Now it's a wrong move, but again, you're just so crushing. You're at this point trying to just convert down to an endgame. Keep it simple, stupid, as it were. Just bring the queen over. Probably, I don't know what you want to do with this bishop exactly. Probably not really move it off this diagonal, so you can't really do that. But again, not really the end of the world. Does move away, and queen over. Wonderful. Just here's a queen trade. Does not like it. Actually hates it. Huh. All right, whatever. You know, it's again, but you're still up 2 pawns. It really, you can't really lose this game at this point if you're good enough. And we don't see a queen trade. No, we don't. We bring it back, which is just completely crushing. Oh dear lord. After a move like this, you have to go up. Or I get you probably wants you to take, which is just atrocious, and just continue the attack. Probably bring the rook over. No. Okay, well, regardless, you're getting hunted to oblivion. It's going to be very hard for you to survive in any manner. Let's bring it back here. Where were we? Right here. All right, huge blunder. Kind of a hard move to spot. I don't think we'll take huge deductions out of this. I think we could confidently say they aren't, 1400 or above. I'm still thinking around the 1000 level because they're not making any huge blunders. I mean, like you are positionally kind of screwed. Maybe 900, right? But Black's just kind of done a really good job of putting the pressure, taking the advantage, and keeping it. So it's less maybe about the ELO here and more just how well Black has played this game. Let's see. He does. Oh my goodness, he does spot this. Wow, Black is just crushing. And White does walk up. I guess we'll see here if he actually does find anything great. He just takes. That's fine. I would imagine White takes back. He sure does. Just takes, and now it's just all but over. I mean, there's really nothing more you can really ask for out of a position here. King's in the center of the board, has no pawns defending him. You don't really have a way for your opponent to get in to start attack you. I mean, like maybe like you can get something like this, but you're just going to trade any time he offers the queen. So it is just very difficult. He moves the king back, which is fine. Just keep it defended, trying to keep the rook open. So I don't hate that by any means. The computer wants you to sacrifice the full bishop. That's crazy. Wow. Can't take back because is that mate? No, not quite. Oh, you're just wow. That's mate though. Yeah. Wow. Jeez Louise, man. Very opportunistic game, that's for sure. Where were we? Right here. Yes. Black just checks him again. That's fine. Knight or king up again, and it's so over at this point. Double check. Kind of tempting. Don't blame him. Let's see where king moves. He just gets out of there. Okay. Saw a brief dip there, pretty hard in the ELO, or no, sorry, the eval bar. This is just a very, very complicated game that I can't really blame White so much, as Black is just kind of dominating completely. He's making like bad moves. He made like a couple really strange moves in the beginning, which actually now thinking on it is really bad. And this is just terrible. I would imagine he takes back. He does. It's just getting worse by the moment. But I think at this point, White is just in such a bad position that you can't really expect greatness out of him. I mean, he's just kind of doing the best he can. I don't think this rook trade might actually severely hurt my opinion on this match. Why would you trade your second most powerful piece when you're already down so tremendously? That doesn't make any sense. You should have, he should have, even if it was like, one of the best moves on the board, definitely, again, we aren't computers, we're humans. You should keep your best material on the board. Try something. Just bring it over if you can. Do anything, right? Again, this check, I guess, is there too. Do literally anything. That's brutal. That is brutal. Trading off the rook here was definitely not the move I would have played. But it's what was played. Followed by, just pick up the extra knight. Now it's just a rook and a queen versus a queen and a bishop plus a bajillion pawns. It's so over for White. We'll see how Black converts this here at the end. Check down and king out of the way. We do have mate in 2. Very nice. Black doesn't spot it, which, I mean, that's a pretty easy mate, though. I guess this, yeah. Again, it's like one of those situations where you can just check the king. They had 5 minutes left on the clock, too. Black at this point, oh, okay. Black's taking a lot of their time, it looks like. They're down to 48 seconds. Actually, don't blame them too much for not taking that. They're just taking the free... sorry, let me get there without spoiling. Black just takes the bishop. Totally understandable. Totally understandable, actually. He didn't spot mate in 2 in 50 seconds. Right. I guess the best move is to try to get the queens off the board now, but white just runs. Black doesn't take here, but he does give a check, which I guess is fine. Again, he is at 40 seconds, and we just get a, I think, pretty clean conversion here. Does white take? He does end up taking. Which way does he take back? The wrong way. Well, that's unfortunate. You definitely want to take with this, don't you? Yeah, because, I mean, you could just take the pawn back, and you definitely don't want that. Either way, it's not great. Apparently the computer doesn't really care which way you take. It gave both of those the best move. I think, logically, because you are hanging this pawn, I guess you can just run away, can't you? Yeah, you beat him there. So maybe actually, we'll give Black the benefit of the doubt and say he saw that. But I definitely want to say that this move devalues them a little bit, because I think it's just natural to take back and support your own pawn in a way that you can't take your pawn back. Especially with, again, 40 seconds left on the clock over here. And this is actually just the position we get. Black does spot it. That's incredible. And he spots this, which is not great. You're hanging your whole rook, which, who cares? You're making a queen, I guess, but yeah, with 40 seconds on the clock, right? Can't blame him too much. And then that's just kind of, that's all but game, really. I think we see a resignation here eventually. What do we have? 2 more fun moves. Not really fun, but, you know, just kind of basic moves. We get some gobbles. We're not really going for mate immediately here. It's mate in 7. Very hard to spot, especially with, again, 30 seconds left on the clock. Just another pawn, and now it's just over. You can just make another queen and it'd be really easy. For some reason, he doesn't. He just lets that be taken, which maybe he was confident enough in his skills, where he's like, I'll just queen mate him, which is fine. And we get actually a pawn push. And that is just all about the end of the game. Actually, this will be the resignation. Wow. What a game. What a game. Let's see. We had 49 moves. If we go back to the beginning here, white had some really strange moves, which I really think hurts their ELO, or my opinion of their ELO quite a lot here. What the hell? Why is it not? Oh. Here we are. Sicilian, nothing special. This move is just weird. On move 3, you're already like not following the book, and not just like not following the book, but not following it in a way that doesn't make any sense, right? Because this is a much better square for Black's knight to be. Like, you don't even care if he gets over here, right? Like, this is just preventing this, and it does, like, why would you even care, right? If he moves it there, you're like almost happy. To just go off the rails immediately is crazy. Followed by another off the rails immediately. I mean, overall, it wasn't like a bad game, because they both had very nice moments where, just like here, they're making best moves. Again, this is another strange move. Black doesn't really make that many bad moves, right? But white definitely just makes a couple of these like really strange moves. Like this knight back move is crazy. That doesn't make any sense. Like, truly, 0 sense. Couldn't see, like, at all where he's planning to go with that. Maybe he wants something like this, but, like, you just take. Maybe he wants to reinforce the center, but, again, that's just too slow, too little, too late. You're just going to be clogging yourself up, as Black is, like, almost fully developed, like I said, and you're just going to be in a tough spot. Kick the knight is pretty natural, I'd say. Oh, is this not what happened? Oh, man, I got all these confused over here. Where were we? Okay. Right, we were somewhere over here, dear Lord. That's right. Clicks, but it's just strange. This is a very nice move from Black. I would give him like 900. I'm thinking because I think these three moves puts him below 1,000, right? The pawn move and the rook move and the knight move back is just like I don't think he can be above 1,000, right? That puts him easily below 1,000. But he wasn't bad enough where he's not like hanging pieces, right? He's not like the last game just hanging his queen, hanging a bishop, hanging the queen, and taking the queen with the queen. We don't have to take the queen. Very strange. I'll probably say 900. We can let's input this fella. See what we've got. 900. And take a guess. You are 900. Do you guys see that? Probably not. I was 905 rating points off. Well, that's strange. They can't be -5 rating points, can they? No. Their actual ELO is 1805. No stinking way, dude. Hold on. Let me find these fellas. Oh, way. All right. Oh, way. No way. He's 1800. All right. Let me find their exact game, shall we? Opponent HUWA 888. Oh my god, dude. A 10-minute game? A 10-minute game. We'll do the game review too. Oh my god. How was this a long time ago? Hold on. No way, man. That's just insane. No way. No way. Hold on. This must have been when they were like terrible or something, right? Right, let me look this up. HUWA 888. Was this a long time? Oh my god. Oh my god, this was yesterday. Well, I mean, I think after that game, I think they give us all of us hope, right? If they are 1800, anyone can be. I mean, truly, what a terrible game for an 1800. I was thinking for like 1,000-ish. I'm like, that's not bad. You're like intermediate getting into the game, whatever. Oh my god, he joined at 20. He's been playing for 8 years. 8 fucking years? Are you seeing what I'm seeing right now? Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm floored. I'm floored. Oh my god, no way. This was yesterday. Oh my god, okay. Well, wow. 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 What a great start to everyone's favorite series, Guess the ELO. If you don't want to be like those guys, both games, holy shit. If you don't want to be like them, check out my new book, How to Win at Chess Next Level. Released soon, released recently here. But yeah. That's really it. Again, if you guys want to submit your games, let me know in the comments, and I will try to set something up, and we'll that lets that happen. Otherwise, I'll just keep using this little software here, which I've hilarious. There's no way. Those were 2 random games. Let me clarify again. 2 random games. I didn't prep them. You saw me go through the second one there. What the hell? But yeah, that's all I got for you today. Get out of here.